Hey, happy Friday. Welcome everyone. I'm
It's
getting this
Monday.
up. Wow. Wow. Oh, I didn't even plug my microphone in. We are off of the wrong microphone today. It's been a week. It has been a week. It's Monday.
It is Monday. It's not Friday.
It's Monday. You know why I'm messed up? I'm messed up because we went live on Friday and did this. So I'm just like totally messed up. Hi everybody. Let's try this again. Wowza, wowza, wowza. Oh man, it's so good to see all you over in the chat hub. I don't have my little name thingy down under here, but I am Danny Ackerman, the niche lady. This is my daughter, Jordan. What's your handle? What's your claim to fame? What's your
I don't have one.
For today, she is my millennial expert because that's what we're talking about.
Just today? It's just today?
Well, for them. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Jordan has been here for a week. She goes home. Actually, I'm taking her to the airport right after the show, which I am a little bummed out about because we didn't get nearly as much shopping in as I had wanted to. Yeah.
We only went 2 days.
Yeah. The Arizona trip was kind of a bust. It was kind of a bust. I'm not going to lie. It was like very disappointing. It was very disappointing. But it was cool because now I know, not to make that trip a priority. Like I'm always like feeling like, oh, I got to get out there. I got to get out there. I'm not going to have that pressing feeling for quite some time. So there we go. Yeah, I'll have to go a different direction. Maybe I'll go up to Utah and see what they have out there. I've got to do my sort of like, what's a 2-hour drive from here? I'll go check that out. Maybe I'll go to Yermo and go check out my little Thrift and More store, which, by the way, thank you for all of those of you who have gone to Thrift and More. And it's a little shop that is between Las Vegas and California on the I-15, just this side of, which is that north? That would be north of Barstow, just outside of Barstow, little town called Yermo, and there is a fantastic store there. Stop in there. You won't be disappointed, and tell Ron, that the niche lady sent you. He loves it when you guys stop by there. But yeah, so I might make that a little day trip because that's like a 2-hour drive. I could do that. And I love that store. All right. Goodness. You're disappointed too when you live there? I'm sorry. We went to Fort Mojave and Bullhead City were the little locale. And usually I can't even fit all the good finds into my car. And this time it was we found some good stuff, don't get me wrong, but it was just not the trip that it has been in the past. And the prices have gone way up. Way up. I used to make a 2-hour drive to go fill my car with stuff. The prices were so good and now not. So I don't know if they care or not, but they're kind of losing that business from me, which means they're probably losing it from other people too. It is what it is for right now until retail stores kind of figure it out. But let's talk about
coffee.
No. Oh. Let's talk about, coffee is a part of the millennial culture.
It is a big part.
It is
a big cart. A bar cart, coffee cart.
Our brains are just not here today.
You can tell?
It's been a long week. But yeah, so my generation in retail, it was always about the baby boomers. Baby boomers, you had to gear toward the baby boomers. Not so much anymore. Now the baby boomers are donating their stuff. They're selling off their stuff. They're what's the word? Minimalizing? Is that a word? Downsizing. Their families don't want the stuff. So we're finding a lot of that stuff. But it's really the millennials who have taken over the consumer market for the things that we sell. And that's no matter what you sell. That's everything from commodity items to the antiques collectible market. So you have to know, what are they buying and why are they buying it? So that's why you have your resident millennial expert here. And it's why I make some of the buying decisions that I do, because of being with her. What? Because of you.
It's me.
Yes, like going out to her house and watching her shop for things for her house, and what interests her, and watching what her age group is involved in and doing, and what all that's like. That gives you a really good marker into like the things that they're buying. So one of the things you recently taught me was that like the silver thing is a big thing.
Silver thing. Mirrored?
Like there was a silver dog head,
yeah.
and you were like
chrome.
the
mirrored.
chrome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you talk about that a little bit? What's that about?
Shiny object fun.
Shiny objects.
So I personally like statement things, and that's a lot of what I'm finding with millennial decor too, is things that kind of stand out but are subtle at the same time. So a monotone color, chromed out kind of figurine that goes on your wall. Super unique, super interesting, but also not loud and obnoxious and in your face. So a lot of those pieces, the opposite of how my mom decorates her house.
What?
But I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that as millennials are taking their own identity from their parents' decor and completely 180ing it. And that's why.
You know what I call my style? eBay eclectic. That's how I decorate.
That's great. That's a very
No, I really, I decorate with things that I just enjoy looking at. I don't think a lot about, oh, well, I have to get this one to go with this and this color. And like, I just buy things that I like the way they look together.
Yeah.
Because I'm at an age where it's like, I want it to be something that I'm living in. But you guys don't think that. You think more like, oh yeah, we have a little bit of a manic ring light.
What is happening?
Power surge.
I think the other thing too is millennials are so oversaturated with the movies, the TV go on all the time. Like there's so much things coming at them that their house needs to be this neutral, peaceful zone for them to feel like they can just like have their space. It doesn't need to be yelling at you and grabbing your attention because everything else in the world is doing that for us.
So someone asked what the age group is for millennial. I don't know
We
what
don't need to look at that.
You know?
I just don't want to out myself. I believe it is mid to late 80s to mid 90s. I think 96 is where it stops from the 1900s.
What?
Was still born in
the 1900s, yes.
But yeah, so that like 87, I would say, is still a millennial. And then 96, you're like straying out of millennial territory, because if you didn't grow up with a classic Xbox or Nintendo 64, you're not a millennial. I'm sorry. That's the official statement they put out. I don't make the rules.
Which she just gave a really big clue too into why you see so many of the other reseller YouTubers are geared in on finding video games, vintage video games, the vintage t-shirts, the vintage of like 80s, 90s. It's that 80s, 90s era that is the millennials' childhood. And things that are our childhood are emotional. There's a sentimental little spark in our brain. And that is why that stuff gets sought out, because now they have buying power and they can replace those things from their childhood, and they put things in their home that remind them of the things they want to be reminded of. Notice how I said that? Because you don't all want to be reminded of stuff
the things
from
you
your childhood.
Things.
But yeah, so it's like, that's why that stuff is hot right now. I thought it was so fascinating. The last time I came out to San Diego and we were shopping, and you were telling me that mom jeans were now like a thing. I'm like, what? So let's talk about clothing styles a little bit, because you guys like are recycling stuff that we got rid of.
What's interesting about the fashion trends now, because we have all of these fast fashion accounts and the TikTok and the Instagram and trends just recirculating, they're going so much faster than they used to. So it used to be we'd hold on to trends maybe 4 to 5 years. It would be a long kind of resurgence of things. But now we went back and forth from 70s style to 80s style. Now we're back at 2K, what 2K, 2000, whatever 2000 called, but it's just happening so fast, and it's just like over and over that people can barely keep up. So really anything that you see within the last 40 years is probably a trend in some capacity right now.
Hold on, I saw this comment here. So Jean says, I take my 20-something thrifting, and if she likes it, I buy it. Yeah, I can relate to that.
I'm not going to be a 20-something much longer.
No,
so
you're not. No,
can't
you're
rely
not.
on that anymore.
Well, okay. Well, you just outed yourself, didn't you?
I'm not ashamed of how old I am. I'm just shocked that it happened.
Y2K is what you were trying to think of.
Y2K, thank you. That's exactly. That's the most recent one that's come back. That's giving us all PTSD because it's not a trend that's far enough away, and we lived through it too recently. I need more time between the trends coming back for me to not relive the bad decisions of fashion that I had.
Yeah, and so what's interesting too about the decorating, and I say this in my videos all the time because I don't just pick up vintage. First of all, I keep my eye on what the retail market is doing. The trendy stores, and the stores like Pier 1, World Market, Crate and Barrel. Target. Those are like, no, not Target.
Target.
I don't keep my eye on Target.
Where is that?
The higher end stores. And watching kind of the styles and the things, because those end up in the thrift store, and they don't necessarily end up there because a millennial is done with them. They end up there just because that's what people do too, is they change things. How often would you say, and I know like between you and your circle of friends, how often would you say you kind of change things up in your home?
Not that often.
Not that often?
We can't afford to do that, Mom.
Well, there is that. I just know that not even my generation, but even prior to my generation, it was like you have the family set of china and it passed down from generation to generation and I don't see that same, no. I've got to hold on to this because.
Oh, definitely not. But I will say probably 5 years is a good estimate of like decor items that you hold on to. Most of my friends either don't care about the specifics of the decor of their home. They're just kind of existing in their house. And other ones are remodeling their houses. Either they just purchased, so they're buying everything all at once and kind of setting it up. So they're going to hold on to it for a really long time. They're buying the higher quality things, so they want to hold on to them for a longer period of time, but they're not getting hand-me-downs from their parents. They're not getting anything that, wouldn't be something they're purchasing for the first time for themselves.
Yeah. So how would you say that thrifting fits into the millennials that you know? I mean, obviously you love thrifting because you're my daughter, but does that hold true, or is it still kind of a taboo thing? Still kind of a thrift store?
I think it depends on the capacity someone has for thrifting, but buying things online, on eBay, definitely.
Well, that's where I was going.
Yeah, especially for remodeling your house. You see the prices of everything. If you're doing it all at once, you're going to go look for more specific things on eBay that you could replace the higher end brand new from the store with. Facebook Marketplace. I've definitely had a few of my friends find furniture from there. OfferUp. What's the other one? Good Use. Definitely they use all of those because it's a more immediate. I can do it from my couch. I don't have to go out anywhere.
Oh. So. Very good point. Very good point. Because that's where I was going next. So the actual going to the thrift stores, they're not really our competition in the thrift stores. And that's why you can find this stuff in the thrift store and they don't really know how much you paid for it in a thrift store. They're not that's not their focus, is like you said, getting it delivered from couch to door, without having to go out and do anything, and at a price that they know. The high-end price, even Target's not that cheap anymore.
No.
I've watched you plop down a sizable amount of money at Target.
You cannot go to Target and spend less than $100. It is a proven fact. They know me. They understand me. Actually, Target has done immense amounts of consumer research, and the way that they set up their store just literally speaks to people my age. And I cannot walk in there and not spend money.
So if you guys keep your eye on what the frontline retail is doing. We're just recycling those goods from the front line at a better price than, well, not necessarily at a better price, because a lot of, see, this is what the stores are really good at now too, is having merchandise that like a pattern will be there for like one season and then it's discontinued and it's gone. That is, well, the whole Ray Dunn craze was about that.
We're done.
Yeah. And it's like they overdid it. They overdid it on something that, like, how many different phrases on a mug can you have, kind of a thing. So I think they reached their point. Ray Dunn, there are pieces that are still with value, but you guys can't just grab Ray Dunn now because it's Ray Dunn. It's an out trend. But Pioneer Woman, because I get a lot of, I mean, I pick up Pioneer Woman and people go, well, they sell that at Walmart. And I'm like, only for a little while, and then they've moved on to a new pattern. So the people that had that older pattern and want more of their pattern have to go to a place like eBay and go find it. So it's a great thing to be looking for. Temptations, same thing. Those patterns get discontinued, and then there's a new pattern that takes its place. The Starbucks mugs, they run it for a short time, and that's kind of like something I've seen over about the last decade, is these companies going, ooh, it's that scarcity thing, you know, limited edition. And the millennials are all about it. So there you go. Never got into the Ray Dunn labeling everything. I know. It's like, it's cute. There's pieces that, but then it's like, okay. Like, again, how many things can you have? Like, it almost makes it look like, you know, you've set your home up because you have no memory and you need to remember what things are if you get too much of that.
I think I as a marketer, I personally love Target because they invest so much in their consumer research. Them, IKEA, and Anthropologie are like the three top leading trendsetters of things.
Oh, I forgot about IKEA.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, case in point, on your TikTok, you did an IKEA video, which was like your first like viral blow up video.
Yeah, but that was more about my car.
But it was about mentioning IKEA, and it didn't hurt that you had a Mini Cooper too. Both very millennial, trendy things.
Well, what I learned, I'm actually getting a lot of European people viewing that now because of Mini Cooper being over there. But what I learned is IKEA specifically designs things so that it can fit in smaller vehicles because of being in Europe. So, fun fact.
Who knew? Who knew? But IKEA, like, I still have not been to the IKEA they built here, I don't know, 5 years ago?
Don't go, you will get lost.
Was it 5 years ago? I don't even remember where they built it. I watched them build it, and then I think it could even be closer to 7 or 8 years. I don't know. I've never been. Anthropologie. Talk about anthropology. I still don't understand the whole Anthropologie thing, because it's like Anthropologie, but there's like all these brands that fall under Anthropologie. So explain.
They are a branch off of, oh gosh, what's their main hub store? I don't remember, but it's another like super expensive bougie store. But they are a lot of home decor, you know, knickknacks, trinkets, things that smell good, mirrors, furniture, all super overpriced and good quality. But you see a lot of the influencers setting up their areas with Anthropologie things, and they have very sleek modern styles and things to look more vintage, but they're newer. So they're like updated vintage styles. And Anthropologie just, again, their research has specifically targeted my generation, and they know us more than we know ourselves.
Jamie. IKEA is a great place to take a guy you're dating. If you two can make it out without hating each other, you've got a good chance of making it as a couple.
Fun fact, my boyfriend would not go to IKEA with me for the first 8 months. He refused. He was like, I know what we're getting into there. I know you and how distracted you get. We can't go.
Well, then bringing home whatever that thing is and building it together.
I build everything because I just do it. It's just, I unpack and then do. I don't need help building.
Interesting. All right, you guys, what questions do you have? You've got, not only is she a millennial, but she works in marketing. So you got the double whammy here of getting your questions answered. So I'll ask you, what do you think is important for us as online retailers of used goods in appealing to your generation?
I don't think it's about appealing to us. I think it's about how we find you. Learn the terms of things that we need to search for, because you could have something that you're describing by the brand name and it's a very specific valuable piece, but we're never going to find it because we're searching for checkered print vase with a U shape in it.
Wow.
So
okay, that's interesting. That will take a whole new mindset change because here's the thing, and it's really about knowing, like, are you marketing to a millennial or are you marketing to somebody who knows what that item is? And I think like a Murano glass vase, obviously you want to identify it as such because that's where the value is, where the millennials looking for the pretty vase is not going to want to pay the Murano price. So you have to kind of judge on that piece, like, who do I want to sell this to? That's a really interesting point. I like that one. Let's see if I can find some questions over here. If you guys have a question, if you can type it in all caps or at least put question in all caps for me, because the chat goes pretty quick.
Look like this because my right contact for some reason got smudge on it.
Oh,
brand new contact that I brought with me. I changed them on the second day.
It's probably all that lotion you're like lathering
on. Makeup. It's makeup.
Oh, okay.
My lotion is none of your concern.
Oh, talk to us about hashtags.
Hashtags. What about them? Hashtags?
Well, because in my generation, a hashtag is a pound sign. Yeah. It's taken me a long time to get used to this whole hashtag thing.
Are we talking about where we're utilizing hashtags or how to utilize hashtags? Because it's changed within the last couple of years. Hashtags, yes, are important as key phrase indicators and keywords. Picking up on a trending hashtag now isn't going to really get you anywhere. So it used to be, every single person was using the hashtag turtle shell because no one was doing that. But one famous influencer used it in a couple of videos, and now everyone's doing it. So if you got a picture within that time frame with that hashtag, it would boost up. Now it's very specific. Like the algorithm has been refined and changed and is trying to get the most relevant information in front of the relevant people. So the more specific and refined you are with your hashtags, the better chance we're going to have of getting it in front of the right people.
So I was taught, like, we'll just go with Instagram. So, when you start typing out a hashtag, it shows you how many posts have that hashtag. And I was told to include some that had lower amounts as well as some of the higher ones that were just like a topic. Is that accurate?
That is still accurate. I'm the person that told you to do that.
Were you?
Yes.
Oh.
So the lower hashtag is about 100,000 to 500,000. So those are going to be your more niche specific people where you're actually going to get people looking at your item. The hashtags with over 1 million, you're not going to be picked up or recognized on that hashtag trending page because you're just flooded down by other people, but they help your relevancy on picking out what that item is to put it in front of other people. So it's a balance of both.
Awesome. All right. You had a question here. Patty's asking, do you still help people with marketing on Instagram, etc.?
I do. It's less about Instagram now because Instagram is kind of dying. It's more TikTok, short form video, consulting kind of on a general basis of what your strategy is. I don't specifically niche out and say, oh, you need help with Instagram, I'm going to help you with Instagram. I do a more broad generalization of what fits in your business and look at how marketing channels can boost based on what you're currently doing, who your market is, blah, 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 blah.
And this is so, coming from when I started on eBay, and for many, many years, it was like eBay drove our traffic. That was the whole reason for using eBay, is because they brought in from their name. It's no longer that way. You have to push your own marketing if you want to see big results. And a lot of people use Crazy Lamp Lady as an example. While she runs auctions and she starts things at $4. The average seller cannot do that because you have not taken the time to build a following that's going to carry over into your social media. And you don't have to have a YouTube channel. It doesn't have to be YouTube, but using some sort of social media and doing that marketing and that push. And that's really like, that's why I'm the niche lady. This is what I've been teaching for years and years. It just becomes so much easier if you have a niche, because now all of your conversations out there on social media can lead people back to the things that you sell because they're interested in what you're putting out there. And it's not just, don't just go, I have this for sale. Look at it. Isn't it cute? No, 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 no. You have to talk about, I don't know, maybe you talk about cute lion figurines, or you talk about
where you could put that, what you could put in, how you're utilizing
the maker,
put a plant in it.
Exactly, how you decorate with, you guys get what I'm saying there? Let's see. I feel like I'm getting way behind in these comments. Jordan is a smart cookie. Stand by. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss the question. That's why I said put question in front of it. Oh, goodness. Can you give a specific example of what the most popular keywords millennials are using? Like,
there is, that's the thing. There isn't a generalization of, so what's really interesting in my generation now, because of this oversaturation of consumable things, is there's never going to be another Harry Potter of our generation or Lord of the Rings, where every single person has read it. Every single person knows at some capacity what those people are. And even like the Kim Kardashians, there's some people out there who don't know the name Kim Kardashian anymore. And that was one of the last kind of big celebrities that would be recognizable like that. They're all very much niched out now. And there's subcategories within subcategories of all of these different millennials because of how much there is out there to consume. So you're never going to get one keyword that's a broad generalization of every single kind of person in that area.
You got to find the niches.
There are trending topics of groups of people that we're all kind of located in, but not even all millennials are on one single platform anymore.
Right.
Some of them are on Facebook. Some of them are on Instagram. Some of them are on TikTok. Some of them are on Reddit only. Some of them have no social media because they realize it's terrible for our mental health. So that's what we're working with here.
Right. So what is your job? They're asking. What is Jordan's job?
In what capacity? I have a lot of jobs.
What you don't have to answer specifically. But.
I am currently a project manager on a marketing team at Glassdoor. I do a lot of research with them, trying to come up with our content topics for our blog, staying up to date with the job market, helping people find jobs. I'm also a content creator for TikTok that I'm starting that. I also am an account manager for a marketing firm. I also do consulting on the side. I'm also a notary. I'm also a model.
Yeah, you sound like your mom.
A lot.
We like to put a lot of pans in the fire.
Yes.
Instagram wanted me to scan my face for them, and I say no way. So no Instagram for me. They won't let me sign in without it. What is up with that?
Never heard of that.
I didn't hear of that either. So
I know Facebook, if you're doing something with like political advertisements or some level of advertisement that you're running, you have to have additional verification. I don't know. They're obviously connected to Instagram.
I think you should go look at your settings and go see if you checked that
if you're a business
verification
or kind of business you signed up for. That could be, but that's the only.
So Sherry says that whole hashtag and sharing bit has been what has kept me from listing on Posh. Don't let that stop you. I don't do any of that with my, okay. So I'm just going to put it out there right now. My selling venues are a little bit on the weak side. But when I was like full bore into it, like I never did the whole sharing and hash, like I just posted stuff for sale and I made sales. So there is that. Don't let that stop you. one sale is better than no sales, right?
There's two layers to Poshmark. There are the poshers who are on that app. They know how the app works. And then there's the general consumer that's like, oh, Poshmark's a cool place to go find some cheaper clothing from I'm bored on my couch sitting there in between meetings. So you're probably going to find the most value from those people who really don't know how to use the app. That being said, using hashtags to put specific brand names or types of clothing, styles, they're going to help get your things in front of those people. But I've literally never used a hashtag on Poshmark.
Well, here's the thing too about Poshmark, and I'm trying to think the other side. Oh, and Mercari. I don't like Mercari. So I'm not promoting Mercari, but I know that they and Poshmark are really good at getting things on Google Images. So when you're like researching, you're searching and those results come up and you see a lot of Poshmark and Mercari. So somebody who's not even on the site, but is like just browsing, looking for something that they want, and the result ends up being in those images, they're going to click over and buy your thing. So that was my big reason for getting on Poshmark.
Here's the other thing. These platforms and businesses love hashtags. We don't love hashtags as millennials. Millennials hardly ever use hashtags now unless you're trying to build a platform. But no one knows how to use hashtags when you're looking for things. Even people who are putting hashtags on their content really don't know how to use hashtags. They're just making educated guesses on what they think they should put in there, but
so you're giving data to whatever platform
yes
you're putting that hashtag on. It's basically yeah. So they can come up with trending, and all right, Mikey Bags of Money question. Am I way behind without TikTok?
No. Yes and no. You're going to be behind regardless of what. If you are on every single platform, you're still going to be behind somewhere because there is so much out there that you're never going to be able to catch up. I am only on TikTok. I sometimes post on Instagram now, and it's just too much to try to keep up with all of it. So don't feel like you're behind because you're not somewhere that you could be because this person could have found you there.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
You got to think about your goals. So I personally know Mikey, and he's developing his YouTube channel, doing a phenomenal job. I might ask Mikey. I'm loving your videos. Everybody, let's get Mikey up to 1,000 subscribers so he can monetize. Let's go. Come on. I know you can do it. And one of my mods can put Mikey's link over there, if you would be so kind.
And my TikTok link.
And you can put Jordan's TikTok link, which is J_Wheezy. I think Melissa probably has it all but Mikey, you are doing a fantastic job focusing on YouTube, improving your YouTube, growing your YouTube, doing what you need to do with that. And my thing is, don't spread yourself so thin that will suffer from it. This is why I don't go full force into TikTok, or I know I can't. YouTube is my thing. It's where I'm making money. It's where I'm building my following. So it's getting my focus. At some point, if it makes sense, I can branch off. But the monetization on TikTok is not anything like YouTube. And yes, you can build a following, but to what point? To push them over to your YouTube? Perhaps. That would be the reason that I would say to use it. But don't feel like you're behind or you're missing something when you are doing something phenomenal with what you're working on. You guys, don't beat yourselves up for the things that you don't get to or that you don't do if you are actively doing and growing something and doing everything you can into that. No, I think too often we just want to do too many things at once.
And what's really interesting about each platform is you don't necessarily have to have a presence yourself and a channel yourself on TikTok to have a presence there. So you could recruit, once you get big enough, an influencer that has a big enough following and recommends purchasing things. I only have 3,000 followers. But someone who's already built that kind of stable following to recommend things, to then introduce items that they've purchased from you or that you've gifted to them that they can lead to your platform. So don't feel like you need to build up a presence and maintain all of these platforms just to get on them.
And the good point in that is if you have a particular niche, like you sell a lot of the same things over and over, that becomes super valuable, because now when they do push them over to you, it's not like a one time and done. It's an ongoing relationship. Somebody comes over, they love your store, and they want to follow and see what else you're going to list tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. You know, that's kind of that work. Okay, here's a question here I want to definitely get to. Thank you for those of you who are watching over on Facebook. How can I get the kids interested into my items?
Who are the kids? Am I the kids?
The millennials, yeah.
The millennials?
I mean, you're the kids.
I'm
yes.
the kids. I'm the kids. Because I now see the younger generation, the Gen Zers, as the kids. Those are the kids. Okay, it would help some context of what you're selling, because you're not going to get anyone interested in what you're doing already. You're going to find the people that are interested in what you're selling. So stop trying to get people interested that aren't interested. Find the people that are already interested. Does that help?
And what I've found over the years is that by kind of going for a certain aesthetic of things that I am buying and listing, I'm attracting that ideal client. And again, that's what niche means. It just means that you have a space that you're attracting a certain type of client. Doesn't mean those outside of that won't come shop from you. It just means it's much easier to build that ongoing regular engagement with a potential customer based on the items that you are sourcing. Like, that is why I don't put electronics in my eBay. Like, this is what happens when I go shop somebody's eBay store and I was attracted by an item. Now I'm in, I like that item. And if I go in there and then it goes off into clothing and shoes and electronics and kitchen gadgets and I can't really get my groove on looking for that stuff that attracted me in the first place, I get bored and I leave. And that's what happens. But if that was a store filled with things that I was interested in just looking at and thinking about and going, oh, what else could I put in my cart? Especially in this day of shipping being so monstrous, people are thinking, I want to buy more than one thing and get more bang for my buck on paying that shipping. So they want to find more things to buy in your store. So you have to have that shopping experience for them. Mary says, wonder what design style do millennials use? Is it an eclectic style?
Design style. There is no specific Victorian or what's some other ones from the 80s? I don't know. I think it's a mishmash of a lot of things. I think the Victorian cottagecore kind of more elaborate details is very popular right now in a lot of communities. I think the color pop kind of, I would say sleek and modern is the main go-to. And then there's all these delineations of, I'm trying to think of the main interior decorator YouTubers that I'm looking at in my brain right now. But again, it's not one specific thing anymore. It is a mixture of all the different things.
Well, there are certain styles like what the cottagecore and farmhouse and
farmhouse is out.
Okay,
we're done with farmhouse.
Primitive.
I don't know what that is.
Well, it's kind of it's farmhouse, but even a little more rustic.
Maybe.
Lots of natural wood and blocky and.
Again, millennials like shiny.
Industrial.
Shiny. Industrials.
Because I happen to know you have a shelf on your wall that's
an industrial shelf. It's a mix of industrial and wood, though. It's not just industrial. So it's things that I'm trying. I don't know. I don't know how to describe my style, because it's a mishmash of what goes together and what doesn't go together.
Yeah, it isn't just okay, because we used to be if I'm decorating Victorian, everything's got to be Victorian, where you might have a Victorian rocking chair with your industrial shelf and a plant, and
it's the balance of what makes it new and old. So like glass shelves. I love glass shelves. I love solid colored tabletops and not a lot of wood grain, although I know wood grain is popular some places because it's more durable, if you will. Durable is a good word.
Durable. But you still shop at IKEA. Go figure.
That's all I can afford to shop for, because do you know how much a real dresser is when you're buying it?
Oh, come on. We got to go out there. I can help you find a real wood dresser.
They're expensive. And also,
well, because it's a thing.
It is a thing.
Yeah.
But also, my house is tiny. IKEA makes tiny things.
Oh, I got you. I got your point. All right. I'm way behind in comments, you guys. I apologize. I'm trying to come through and find the questions. Hold on. Stand by. Doing my best. Jamie says, I'm going to be 40 soon. I'm seeing lots of kids now. Wait till you get to be my age, Jamie. They're all kids. Oh, let's see. Oh, thank you, Melissa. You posted Jordan's and I think you have everything linked to your Instagram too, right?
I mean, my TikTok isn't linked from my Instagram.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
But it's the same name on TikTok. Oh, she posted it here too. What? What?
I'm telling TikTok to
Oh, what?
I was going to show me.
Oh.
Where's your TikTok? It's backwards.
Jay Weezy. All right, let me catch up down here. Oh, thank you. My TikTok is not a business TikTok. If you want to get a little sneak peek into my animals, or every once in a while I'll throw one of my opinion pieces on there, but I just do TikTok for fun. It's just a fun little outlet, no consistency. It's like when I have something, I'll post it. Okay, hold on. Cluttercore. Somebody said something about cluttercore. You just shh.
I didn't say anything.
I like stuff, okay? I like stuff. All right, let's see.
Wait, that was a question.
Oh, here we go. My daughter's 27. She loves the Asian look. Is this common?
Manga and the subculture of all things like K-pop and what is that? There's a Japanese kind of style that's really popular
like
right now. No, that's a type of show.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. It's like the thing that Hello Kitty falls into. Like there's a specific name for it, but yes, it is popular. Yes.
Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense. Because I have noticed that. It seems to be a lot of it out there and a lot of it selling. Who knew?
It's like the cutesy. Oh, so the name is going to be on the tip of my tongue all day, and I'm going to think about it when I'm at the airport and just yell it out somewhere. I think it's kawaii. Kawaii.
Wabi sabi.
No, kawaii. There. See,
kawaii.
There. Thank you.
There
Thank you guys.
I
Thank
know.
you.
My viewers are great. They know everything. Interesting. The things you learn. I am still
behind.
I'm that too. I don't buy things that I don't really know something about, that's going to take a lot of time researching and such, unless it's something that super interests me, because time is so precious for me. And that's my thing. Like I am doing a full-time job with the YouTube content and trying to do a full-time job with the eBay selling and trying to be a mom. So for my decision-making and what I buy, it's really based on the time involvement. But if it's something that you don't mind dealing with and you want to learn about, then following that trend and looking into that would, because I know that stuff is selling for sure.
It's big in the gamer community because mangas, animes, all of those things are like a subculture within that as well. There's a lot of popularity with that because a lot of gamers are coming out of Asian countries, and a lot of the games are developed there. And so that's where the manufacturer for a lot of the high-end gaming PCs come from. And just it's very tied to that. So
Can you imagine a time where there was no video games?
I grew up without video games.
Yeah, but they existed.
Okay, fair. Okay. Yes.
Came out when I was a child. I'm that.
I read books as a
Wow.
child.
Oh, wrong one. Let's see. When we go thrifting, we play outside the box. We get objects to use for something totally different. Do you?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. And that's been fun too. Like when you were getting the empty bottles to put your laundry detergents in, like I'd never thought of like storing your laundry detergents so they were cute. And I just keep it in the package it comes in and, stick it up on the shelf.
And that is this trending theme of TikTok culture, is this shaming us for using packaging, for our houses not being perfectly pristine and looking like all cohesive, because there's a lot of people filming videos. So if there's something sticking out in the back of the video that's distracting, you don't want that. If you're an influencer and your Starbucks cup is sitting there, but you're not actually promoting Starbucks or sponsored by them, then you don't want that showing. So there's a lot of trending, hide your stuff. Hide your stuff and stuff.
You purchase lizards for your house. When can we see them?
Where's your giant lizard that was sitting back there?
Oh, they're for the backyard. Yeah, they're for the backyard, which I haven't really worked on the backyard because it's been cold and we're not enjoying the backyard. In the spring is when I'll start doing my outdoor projects.
I'll have to figure out how the jacuzzi works.
My mushroom. Oh my gosh, we never got to use the jacuzzi all week because I messed up. There's like all these valves that you have to turn to make the heat go into the jacuzzi and not into the pool. And I did the wrong valve. And so we went out and Rachel sends me a picture. She says, Mom, the jacuzzi's empty. I'm like, ah! So I had drained it all into the pool and it was a fiasco, and finally getting it figured out. All right. eBay looks difficult to sell from. It's not. So, and I hear that a lot now. It's kind of been one of my beefs with eBay. They're making it look harder than it is. So it's really the item specifics that make it look so daunting. But just keep in mind, you do not have to fill out all those item specifics. There are required ones, which are going to be things you want anyway. Brand, size, color, some really main facts. You want those. You've wanted those long before they became required. And then they have recommended. And then the recommended could at some point become required. So you want to give those a look. If it applies, put the stuff in there. But it's really just filling out stuff. It's not really hard to sell on eBay. But I can see where it can look overwhelming, when you're first looking at it as a new seller. But rest assured, like once you start doing a couple of listings, you're going to get in the flow and you're going to see, oh, this isn't so bad. So I say, just go for it. Don't put it off. Just go for it. Pong was the only game you had. I remember playing Pong at the restaurant, the little table Pong, and that was one of my favorite games. Do you even know what that is?
I played Pong.
Oh, okay. I'm just you're looking at me like I got 3 eyes or something. I have 4. Okay.
Where can people connect with us about marketing through Instagram or TikTok? You can send me a message on either Instagram or TikTok, or my email is also linked on my TikTok, so you can send me a message there. I have a website, justjordanthings.com. You can send me an email there. I think that's it.
Yeah, and that's it. I get a lot of questions, people thinking that in order to be a successful seller nowadays, you have to get a TikTok channel. No. In fact, you're a TikTok channel or a YouTube channel. got TikTok on the brain. Or you have to have like a video related channel. And actually those things are going to take away from your eBay or Poshmark or Etsy or wherever you're choosing to sell, really, because it's all about time. How many hours in the day do you have? I'm not going to tell you that it hurts to build a following, through having, but building this up is really difficult. It took me, I'm in my 11th year on YouTube, okay? And it wasn't until 2 years ago that it finally took off. Like I did 9 years before I saw any love from YouTube. So it's not an overnight thing. It does take a big commitment, but it does not hurt. And this is what I tell people. It does not hurt to answer your potential customers' questions with a very short video. You don't have to put out videos every day for this. This is like a way to get your niche found. I'm trying to think. Answering the question, what is cottagecore? And then showing a video with some examples. And now that YouTube has the shorts, you can literally put up 3-minute videos and that kind of thing. And you link your store that has those type of items down in a description. So it can be as simple as that to help drive people over to your eBay store. Or that's why I've always loved eBay though, is because of the store factor. It's the fact that you can build a brand on eBay. You can build a brand on eBay. People can follow your store. You build up a customer base, and don't tell eBay this, but at some point you can take them off eBay because you've now made your name. And I've helped several people do that. I hope nobody from eBay is watching, but it is true. It's it is your business. You don't work for eBay. You don't need to let eBay dictate your pricing or what you sell, all that. That is your business that you need to develop and grow and build if you want to make this a full-time gig. Otherwise, you can sell stuff over there part-time, do a little side hustle. That's all good too. But I'm talking about really making it a full-time livable income to build it up. And you can use the eBay platform fairly cheaply compared to other ways. Yeah, can you guys hear that? That's the cockatiel. It's very happy right now.
What are you doing?
And then Bougie's sleeping.
You doing okay over there?
But yeah, that's what it's all about. Yeah, that's not Bougie. That's Gordo.
Oh boy. He does that all night when I'm trying to sleep too.
No, he just does it in the morning when you still think it's night.
No, I wake up at 6 a.m. Okay, he does it at night.
Can you make more money on YouTube versus eBay? It depends how much you put into it. There's no one answer for that. Can you make good money on YouTube? Yes. Can you make good money on eBay? Yes. I've done both. So I, at one point, was selling $30,000 a month on eBay. Of course, I sold a lot of big things, but it's possible. eBay is a tremendous business all on its own.
Do you have this thing where you can't sit in chairs normally? Because I can't sit in a chair.
You got
like a human being.
You got like 5 more minutes to sit in that chair.
I'm doing it. I just can't sit normal.
Thoughts on Shopify? So Shopify does not drive your traffic.
It's an extension people use on their websites that are already having traffic driven to their website as a plugin, not necessarily a standalone shop.
Yeah, exactly. So you still would need to do all of the marketing, all of the stuff, whereas you can put your stuff on eBay, you have a store, you have a URL, and you can then utilize eBay's own traffic to bring people to your stuff.
Oh, okay. This comment right here, I want to point out that
which one?
This one. So when you're looking at home decor for millennials, you're gonna be appealing more to the women who are the ones decorating the home. My boyfriend does not care what I bring into the house. Doesn't care about the decor except for his car pictures. He is very specific about a couple things. And then other than that, he's like, why do we need a container for the flour? Why do we need a shelf for the knickknacks? Why do we have the knickknacks? Well, babe, I like the knickknacks.
Yeah, and I mean that's historical. Women are the shoppers. It's always going to be very, very heavily weighed onto female shoppers, unless you're selling something like, golf clubs and sports gear. And
He hung a towel on the wall. We have limited picture space. We have 20 pictures sitting on the floor right now that we cannot hang up. And this boy hangs a towel on the wall.
like a hook for a towel?
No, pins. Just
what?
Pins. He put pins.
What kind of a towel did he put on the wall?
He put a towel from some baseball game he went to 5 years ago, some championship. He just push pinned it into the wall. I was like, I'm going to get you a frame?
That is male decorating style right there. Oh, yeah. That's funny. That's funny. We look like we'd be tall.
I'm not tall. I'm 5'6". I'm just sitting in a very tall chair.
I'm 5'5".
Noah and Rachel are taller than me.
Yeah, Noah and Rachel are going to be tall.
I don't like it. They're going to
be tall. My dad was tall. Their dad is tall. Like they bypassed my short family gene and got the tall. You got the short family gene. I am so sorry.
My dad is tall. Kind of.
Ish. That's a whole nother story. Okay. Garage core. There you go.
Garage core.
Hey, you guys know you can trend something too. Like this stuff comes from somewhere. It's like somebody does something, makes some like video, and it goes viral, and then all of a sudden you've got a new core. It's how this stuff works.
Well, cottage core is because it's phonetic. No, is phonetic the right word? CC. Cottage core.
Okay.
Alliteration.
And then you just have to be careful that somebody doesn't go in and trademark the term after you've used it on 20 gazillion listings. Like, you guys remember the shabby chic movement? Like, shabby chic became like a thing. And then there was one person who went over and said, hey, I was the first one to use this. I'm trademarking it. Nobody else can do it. That happens.
Yeah, but that can't happen.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sure it could happen, but now they have to prove that they're the first use case of it.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's a big enough thing that it'll go and make them millions of dollars, you bet you they're going to do it.
If they can prove that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Your daughter loves costume jewelry from the 60s. Do you see this trend?
What is the 60s? Costume jewelry look like?
Colors and beads, like bold oranges and yellows and greens, and it was all very hippie and groovy and boho.
Boho is still kind of in. I would say statement pieces like that were more popular when we were going into the office all the time and had to dress up and decorate. But
that's a good point, because 2020 changed everything.
Statement jewelry it's always going to be popular in some cases, but it's significantly less popular now that we're not actually going in person to work anymore. And I mean, obviously some places are going back to work, but a significant shift to online has happened. So
yeah, I mean, people are working from home. So I would imagine things from the waist up are selling better than things from the waist down business-wise. I'm just saying, because people are doing Zoom calls and that kind of thing. But we're still in that. We don't quite know where that market is going to end up. Are people ever going to go really back to work? But you can imagine, so this like 2-year period, let's say it ends next year. This 2-year period, everybody kind of got rid of, like their business closed. But then all of a sudden things open back up and companies want people to come back in. Do you know what's going to be trending? Work clothes.
That's why I'm still holding on to all of mine. I don't know what to do with it. It takes up so much room in my closet. I never wear them.
Oh, let's see. You guys are still talking about the trademark thing. Yeah, you have to be aware. If you see a TM used, like if you're doing your research, and you go and you see a TM, that's a trademark. Don't use whatever that term is. or it could cost you a lot of money. Even if you're small time, it could cost you a lot of money. So you don't want to do that.
Nike is suing someone right now. I think it's a candle business. No, it's a succulent business because her name of her business is Just Suck It, like succulent. And Nike sent her a cease and desist because apparently they own the word just.
What? No, their terminology isn't just do it.
Right.
Not just.
No, well,
they're not
like
going to
just blank it.
But the thing is, when a corporation like Nike has the money to go after you
and bully people,
you don't have the money to fight that.
Yeah.
Whether they could win or not.
Yeah.
You wanna bring Bougie over because we're about.
I don't know if I want to.
You want me to bring Bougie over?
Bougie,
okay, last minute questions, guys, because I gotta get her to the airport.
Speed round.
Speed round. You want to come over here? Hi. You want to step up?
Okay.
You want to step up? Oh, it's a good bird. Oh, it's a good bird.
Delicious treats.
Oh, you got the mango. She got the mango. It's really up. I got a lot of comments like, we can't see your letters. Well, I don't normally have like somebody sitting next to me, so it'll be.
You'll come over here.
It'll be more proportioned. Do you want to go to her? Or do you want to stay with me?
My earrings are hidden today. Well, come here then. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's saying, yeah, you got to give it to her. There you go.
Yeah. We're having fun.
What are the trends in jewelry with millennials? It's a good question.
That is a good question. Oh, here's my rings.
Very minimal, I think.
Yeah, minimal, very
small,
like delicate.
So like the big, like double, cuff and thing, all that's out.
Be nice. Honestly, because you have so many more working people, like both parents in the house are usually working class now. Like they're both going to work. That's not just like one stays home and gets to relax and, take care of the kids. You're going to work. You're using your hands. You're cleaning. You're doing all these things. You didn't want that. Don't bite me. I would say the more functional, the better. But again, you still have the occasional want of like the big giant diamond because who doesn't want shiny things?
Yeah. It is a Quaker parrot. Yep. Bougie is a Quaker parrot.
Rose gold. Ow! My earrings are hidden. Don't need you to bite me.
Nope, I saw it.
Rose gold is still my favorite, even if people think that it's out. It's still in.
Yeah, and I think, and somebody just said upcycled, and it's like, I think, recycling, repurposing, reusing, those are all like, oh, she sees it.
That's the top of my ear. I don't have a piercing there.
I mean, those things are very important to the 2030. I mean, just think of the 2030 somethings and like what's important to them. And, they grew up with parents like me who minimalism was not a thing. So, and you know what? The next generation coming in is probably going to go back to more stuff.
Mom, you're so boring.
What?
No, that's what they're gonna say.
Oh yeah. Because and you're like, oh, I grew up with all this stuff all my life, and it's if you follow it, like there are waves and trends.
What's interesting about my generation too is we are the biggest generation with ADD because of all of the things being thrown at us, the kids programs that we grew up with that were like changing everything fast all the time. So
yeah.
That's kind of why we don't like as much stuff around because we have a tendency to get sucked into anytime there's a distraction. So the more minimal, plain, calm we have around us, then we can actually function in our house and get things done.
There you go. All right, guys, it's that time. I got to take her to the airport. But I will be planning a trip out to her neck of the woods, which is in San Diego, probably within the next couple months.
For my birthday.
I miss doing the shopping out there, because we don't have a good flea market / swap meet here. We just don't. And I love the one out there. So we're gonna plan something soon. So with that, guys, have a fantastic week. I hope you have gotten something out of this. Take one little piece of the information you got and decide how you can implement that in your business. Don't feel like you have to do like this big thing all at once, because I think that's what gets us bogged down in our brains of not moving forward. Find one tiny little thing that you can do differently and test out in your business and see what happens. And then you build on that and build on that and build on that. See, they get in a fight all the time. So,
It's not nice.
so with that, everyone, have a fantastic week and go be profitable
Stop biting me.
and make it fun. We'll see you on the next one.